Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We start with a 3 of Wands. This is very interesting because this is the sun in Aries, okay? And as we've been talking about for a few episodes now, the Pisces collective seems to be evolving into more of the Aries energy, okay? Pisces is at the end of the wheel of the zodiac, and the next sign, of course, is Aries. So it seems natural that a lot of you are on the cusp, or a lot of you are experiencing an influx of more Aries-like qualities, and that may be manifesting as impulsivity. It may be manifesting as boldness or initiative or just confidence, right? This is the sun in Aries. This is an illuminated sort of, an illuminated impulse. That we feel the virtue of an instinct. We feel the virtue of an idea. We are inspired, and we're believing in the truth of that inspiration. This is the 3 of Wands. It is a card called Virtue. It's about identity. I think we're starting to recognize some of these very strong and confident creative qualities in ourselves. And I think there's something in your life that you believe in. There's something that you're identified with, and you're making the choice to go forward with it. This is the card of really like believing that what we're doing is right. We're believing in the virtue of our own actions, our own intentions, that we're setting an intention and we're going to follow through with it because we believe that it's the proper course for us. Yeah. I think that you're feeling much more confident than usual. I feel like this is the card of identity, that we're getting a good feel for who we are, why we're here. Things are becoming more clear, and I think we're being roused to activity. Let's put this card into some context. This card by itself is perfect. It's saying, yeah, just, keep doing what you're doing. And you will succeed. So there is the earth energy, the 6 of Pentacles. We got a 3 of Wands, you got a 6 of Pentacles. That's perfect. Manifesting. Fire and earth, a spiritual electrical circuit of creation. There we have the Pisces moon card. We do have that power card here in the reading too. This is under the surface. Okay? You're still a Pisces. Okay? The stars aren't shifting in that sense. You are still a Pisces, but I think we're starting to ease into more of these Aries qualities. Okay. We have more Aries. We have Venus in Aries here with the 4 of Wands. We have the Devil card, and we have the 6 of Swords. That you're going to be receiving a very intense download very soon that's giving you a revelation about the rest of your path. Or not the rest of it, let's say the next phase of your path. More of the divine plan will be revealed to you. And you're literally being told, keep doing what you're doing. You will understand why very soon. Okay? Here we have the 4 of Cups. We have the 3 of Swords. You have a Prince of Pentacles and an 8 of Wands. There is a quick moving energy. There's something very big happening, and it's happening very fast. I feel like you are leveling up quick. I feel like, Pisces, you're used to your life kind of being a little bit chill. Things are happening much more quickly now. Who has the feathers? You have a collection of feathers, or you've been finding feathers or saving feathers or something like that, right? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith Waite Tarot. Yep, okay. All right. They wanted to come out. I could not stop them from leaping out of the pack. We'll take one card. I'll just reach into the middle here somewhere. That will be our mystery card. We'll put Alien, Simon Wark, Ripley right on top. We do have these volunteers. We have the Devil. We have the Seven of Wands. And let me just make sure it's just 3. Yeah, and we have the Ace of Cups. Okay. So a doubling up on the Devil energy too. That's interesting. Let's look around the room. If you have a prediction for this card, though, by the way, put it down in the comment section below the video. Okay. We're going to look at it at the end. But now we've got a lot more to deal with. So as far as major arcana energies go, well, you have your Moon card, and then you got 2 devils. Okay. We have fire, 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 fire. You've got water here and water here. We got a little bit of air, a couple of air cards. And then you've got earth and earth. Yeah. So the cards over here, I might as well just get these sort of established in the reading a little bit. The Devil card in this case kind of seems like something that we've been afraid to let go of, something that we are clinging to, that we are now starting to realize that we can take the initiative, that we can use that's so-called Aries energy, the sun in Aries, we can use our virtue to lift the chains from around us here. We're not locked in. We're not stuck here. Okay? This is a lifestyle. This is a behavior. This is a relationship. This is a job. We're not stuck. We may have to fight. We may have to stand up for ourselves and use our assertive so-called Aries energy to get out of this, whatever we feel like we're chained to. We're not. If you look at this card, I'm sure you've looked at the Devil card, those chains are very loosely wrapped around our neck. We're not stuck here. We're not locked in. We're not prisoners. We can break away from this. This card is saying that there is something in your life that's no longer healthy for you, and you need to break away from it. It feels as if it's got us by the neck or by the short hairs. It doesn't. We can move away from this, but it will take effort, okay? And that effort is your 7 of Wands. Sometimes it may feel as if you are up against tremendous odds. Yeah, you're up against the devil. Not the devil, but a devil, right? That's trying to limit you, trying to restrict you, trying to chain you to something that is not good for you anymore. Of course, we have our 3 of Swords in this position over here, and we may be thinking like, well, I must deserve to be here. If I'm here, there's for a reason. I'm being punished. I'm being sentenced. This is my, this is where I belong kind of feeling. But no, we're fighting against it, and we're getting the healing, the restoration, the replenishment, the rejuvenation of the Ace of Cups, okay? This might be something unrelated to the rest of the reading. This might be a little sidebar, but this could be the crux of the matter too. Okay? What Spirit is saying is that if you have the initiative, if you believe in what you're doing, if you identify with this and you feel that the ball's already rolling with something, if you continue with this, you will be successful. Right now, Spirit is saying that if you do this work, it will work. 6 of Pentacles, success after a struggle. Could be that we have to struggle to free ourselves from something so that we can then put our energy toward what it is we wish to manifest. Toward the real success. It's a success to get away from that devil, yeah. But now we got to kind of use that devil energy, that motivation, that engine, that devil's still here. But we can use that now as power, as energy, right, to drive ourselves right to this kind of success. This is harmony, this is perfection. This is it, okay? This is the leveling up. And to level up, we have to believe that we deserve it, and we have to acknowledge that whatever is holding us down on the lower level is just, it's something grabbing at your heels. You just kick that thing away. We feel like we're chained down to the lower level. You got to break that chain, then we can level up, you see. That's why these cards had to come out first. These cards said, wait a minute, don't forget about us. This has to happen. Right? Those cards you saw basically forced themselves out of the pack. Because it says, yeah, if you want to do this, first you got to get away from what this little devil is over here. Then we do this work. Okay? Then you can put your effort and your energy into this new job or this new physical activity or the new sport or whatever it is, the new relationship. And it will work, and it will be glorious and beautiful. It will be successful. Okay? It will be successful. I'm seeing oranges in a jar, or they're dried oranges, or they're preserves, or something like this. Yeah, I don't know what exactly it is. Down beneath the surface is your Pisces energy, the Moon card. This to me kind of feels like the old self, the self that feels like I'm here in this dark, scary forest, and there's no way out. I'm stuck. I'm trapped with this devil energy. I'm trapped in this dark forest, and this monster is chasing me. Okay? And so this might be some inner fear. It might be afraid. We might be feeling like, I don't think I can get away from that devil. I don't think I can get out of this. I think I'm stuck. I think I'm doomed. I think this is my sentence. I think I've been sent down there, and that's where I belong. Reminds me of some 21 Pilots lyrics, right? I know my soul's freezing, hell's hot for good reason. This is and of course we see the cold, frozen kind of heart here with the Four of Cups, yeah? But this is the fear that, demotivates us. This is that dark, scary, forced energy. But this shows that the sun is rising. This shows that nothing can stay that way forever. That if we take the initiative, we can usher this sunrise. This is a divine doorway. And I think that this is showing your transition from what's holding you back to now what is motivating you to go forward. We're reclaiming that devil energy as our own. It's no longer keeping us chained to something that's bad for us or unhealthy, or it's keeping us low, or it's keeping us down. We're harnessing that, and we're using that to climb this mountain and get this greater success. So as a divine doorway, let's do a divine doorway oracle card for you. Like we don't have enough cards on the table anyway, but here we go. The Three of Cups, a toast to friendship in the afternoon sun. 3 cups in happiness, 3 cheers are done. The Three of Cups is abundance, right? Abundance and love and celebration. We will be celebrating. Right now we're sort of scared and we're afraid and we are dreading the night, and we might be feeling like we're kind of going through a dark night. We will get through it, and there will be good feelings on the other side. Okay? It kind of feels like someone who is maybe going through some kind of withdrawal even, right? And if that is the case, trust me, I feel you, okay? In the background, we have the Four of Wands, okay? And I feel like this is something that we've tried to get away from before. We have to ask ourselves, what makes this time different? Right? We've been on this merry-go-round. We've been on this carousel a couple of times already, and we want to get off. Right? So I feel like we really need to make this the last time. We need to try to understand, try to find something that makes this one different than the last time. Maybe this one has that Ace of Cups in front of it. Maybe we've tried to get away from that devil before, but it catches us. Okay? Maybe now we have something in front of us that is motivating us more. It's going to make us fight harder. This is a sense of purpose. This is a sense of love. We have to desire it. We have to really want it. Maybe before we didn't really want it. Okay, we didn't really want it. Now maybe we do. Okay, in the causal chain of behavior, usually we have something that we're reacting against, and that would be our devil energy. Then comes the fire. Of course, right? We have the impulse, the intention. I want to do it. Why do I want to do it? What is motivating me? Okay, there's a yearning, there's a desire, there's a craving to move forward away from this. Fire, water, then comes the air. Then comes the plan, or then comes the mental energy, which in this case I think is a Three of Swords, that is saying there's some reason why we sometimes relapse and go back to that devil energy. Because there's a craving here too. Because maybe we haven't yet identified what this higher purpose is that means way more to us than whatever the desire is or the craving that takes us back here. Okay, and of course we need the earth energy too. Because the earth energy is, we're actually doing the behavior, we're moving our feet in the right direction here. I think we're going to succeed. So you've got this manifestation here. You have to really want it. Manifesting this has to be more important to you than the temptation of that devil. You see what I mean? So the Four of Wands in the background, yeah, it's saying that we've been on this merry-go-round before. It's time to get off, put it behind us. So this merry-go-round is basically that, this over here. And once we have this higher purpose that helps us to overcome that, it's not going to be easy. Okay, but you're going to do it. Then this really is in the background. All this is kind of going to be here, and it's going to be done. You're going to have this higher purpose now that is sort of is pushing you forward. So all that stuff can be consolidated here. And then that devil energy becomes your real motivation, becomes your creative drive. Sublimating the craving of that devil energy, whatever that monster is, we've harnessed it, and we're using it now as motivation to work harder, to exercise, to make progress, whatever it is we're doing. I don't know if this is something at work, at home, at school, or just life in general. That this now becomes the engine of the car. The car doesn't really care where it's going. The engine doesn't care where it's going. The engine just wants to feel the power. So we're realizing that this is we were sort of this is what we were addicted to before, right? And now we're taking that and saying, how can I recreate that same feeling, but in a way that is healthy and productive? Okay, so in a way it still is addiction, yeah. And maybe we're replacing one for another. Okay. But I think what's going on is we're trying to sublimate this energy and use it for power. Again, the engine of the car doesn't care where it's driving, doesn't care where the car's going. Just wants to feel the power. So we can satisfy that need for that feeling, that power, but we can be driving the car somewhere we want to actually go. Right, so we put that energy into our exercise, our relationships, our job, our career, our art, our creativity, or whatever it is, right? We channel it. We channel it into something that is going to be healthy and productive, something that feels more in tune with our spiritual energy, okay? And we go forward. This is your creative drive. It's also the aggressive drive and the pleasure drive. What was happening back here is that either the aggressive drive or the pleasure drive was the dominant factor in that the Three of Wands or the Three of Cups, right? The three drives: creative, aggressive, pleasure drive. One of the other, either the aggressive or the pleasure drive was dominant back here. Now you're able to kind of flip that and make the creative drive the dominant force. The pleasure drive and the aggressive drive have to be there too, but now the priorities have shifted, you see. Now the creative drive is dominant, and the other two drives are subservient. I wouldn't be surprised if we had another devil here somewhere. I know it can't be in the mystery card here, but I feel like there's a third devil here somewhere. But this is now putting the creative drive, that generative drive. I'm trying to make a difference in the world. I want to build something. I want to do something productive. And I'm recruiting my aggressive drive and my pleasure drive to assist me in this work of manifesting whatever this is. So it's kind of like we have to do this first. And then in the future position, we'll start to see a plan coming together. We'll start to see like a divine plan, really. We'll start to see how everything that I've ever been through it's kind of led me to this moment. That whole struggle that we just got out of it wasn't pointless. It wasn't nonsense. It wasn't a waste of time. It helped me to, grow in certain ways. I had to go through that experience because it meant something. It was part of the plan in some way. I don't know what way that is, but you will have that revelation. I think very soon. You will understand why things have to happen in a certain order. And you will see more of this more of your life path really be revealed to you. And you'll understand how everything fits together, okay? Now, in the Path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are free, really supports the channel, and I appreciate you. Your general energy right now is the Four of Cups, and this kind of feels like I'm stuck. It feels like I don't deserve anything better than what I have. It feels like my soul's freezing, right? And so it's kind of like I'm trying to just be content with the way things are. This is a card that says, I guess I'm okay. There's no holes in the boat. The boat's not sinking, but I'm not really sailing off to my adventure either. Like, I'm just trying to maintain. I'm just trying to get through each day, right, without everything sort of crumbling to dust. I'm trying to get through every day without it devolving into chaos. And that's our attitude. Rather than saying, how can I make the best out of today? How can I make today a real success? How can I get the win today? It's saying, I just want to maintain some level of stability. I just don't want to fall apart today. So very different attitudes, right? I think we got to get out of this. And that's kind of I'm just trying to get through one day at a time, make sure things don't fall apart, try not to devolve into chaos. Okay. Eventually, we're going to have to level up from that. And that's going to be our baseline is going to be, okay, every day is going to be a good day. How can I make every day a great day? I'm not just trying to maintain one day at a time. Now I have higher goals than that. Our goal is that 6 of Pentacles rather than just the 4. I just don't want the boat to sink. That's it, right? I think we're moving forward past that. But with the 3 of Swords in the environment, we're sort of looking at the world as a miserable place. We're looking at the world as being very unsupportive. There's a reason why we used to keep going back to that devil energy back there. Okay? The 3 of Swords is a card of memory. Perhaps that better the devil you know than the one you don't, right? Perhaps it's just a familiar place. We've just kind of gotten into the habit. Maybe there's some kind of a memory from the past that set up a complex and that sort of now has been repeating itself. Because that 4 of Wands is a repeat, okay? It's not the first time on this merry-go-round. And so, we have to sort of look at why that keeps repeating. Maybe we don't need to really investigate that, but we have to understand that it's something that has been a pattern in our lives. And that there's a deeper source for that kind of a pattern, all right? But also, if we're looking at the world as being full of sorrow, we might feel as if that's all we deserve is sorrow. I'm trying to just kind of deal with this and just not let the boat sink, okay? But there's so much more out there for you. There's so much more out there for you. The Prince of Pentacles in the position of the obstacle, this is the daily kind of, maintenance almost. This is like showing up every day and making it consistent. We're taking it one day at a time here, and this is like we got to take that one day, we got to extend it toward 365 days and keep, more and more and more. So we're sort of, we're only as successful as the previous day, right? All we have is the day we have now, maybe. Because this is the card of consistency. This is the card that says, I'm showing up every day and I'm doing the work. Okay? All I have really is this minute that I'm here, I'm doing the work and I'm maintaining. I'm sticking to my will. I'm fortified. I'm doing my very best. I'm pushing on. And I'll try to do that the next minute too. We take it hour by hour, right? Day by day. And eventually we build up a chain of these days. And I think that we get some time under our belt and things start to look a lot differently. Now, maybe this work here, maybe this has already happened for you, and maybe now we're trying to set our sights on higher goals. Something is happening very fast for you. So this is a leveling up that's taking place very, very quickly. I think that it's risky to take things too fast because we're just trying to do, again, day by day, trying to get some time under our belt, right? So if things start happening too fast, it creates an instability. So I think we don't want to try to rush, but we want to ease into this leveling up, ease into whatever this new adventure is, if this is kind of the new job, if this is a new relationship or something. And again, I think it's different than this. It's not like this was the old job, this is the new job, and it's happening quickly. Yeah, maybe. But the faster this happens, it makes it more likely that we're going to revert back to this. Okay? Because this feels like addiction here. I don't talk about that very often, but it shouldn't be taboo. I think most of us are addicted to something. Yeah. I still am highly addicted to alcohol. I haven't drank in a long time. But I had a big problem with it for sure. And especially when life would get a little bit too crazy, a little bit too hectic, too busy, I would get too anxious, that's when I would go back to that devil that I knew, okay? So we have to be careful with doing too much at once or we have to find other ways to manage the anxiety and manage the stress of what's going on in our life right now so that we don't go running back to the devil we know. Okay? Let's look at the mystery card. Some interesting readings for you, Pisces. What is the mystery card going to be? I want it to be, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's going to be the Emperor, you know? If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. I'm kind of feeling an Emperor energy because of that Aries connection and that sort of fortification and the will and the discipline and the strength, right? But maybe it will be, I think it's going to be something of a strong energy, okay? I think it's going to be a fortified type of card. It could be a Cancer energy, a Chariot. Let's see what we have. The Five of Cups. Yeah, the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is another sort of trigger for this kind of thing because when life disappoints us, what do? We run back to the devil we know. So we have to be careful. We have to find new ways to deal with our disappointments and our emotions. We have to find new ways to deal with our anxieties so that we don't fall back on that. Now, I was trying to avoid this reading being that kind of reading, you know? But every card now is pointing to that. And I think that with the Five of Cups, we identify too much with the negative emotions and we go back to the devil we know. I think what this card is saying is like, let's try to fall back on love, okay? Instead of something that's going to be detrimental to our well-being, let's deal with our negative emotions by doing something that's positive. Reaching out to things that are healthy for us, constructive ways of dealing with anxiety and disappointment. What our feelings, our negative emotions, and of course the stress and anxiety of life. These are very big triggers, I think, for us. It's important that we find new ways to deal with both of these. Yeah, and I think the Five of Cups has the key there because it shows the Three of Cups in front of us, right? The three cups that are spilled over. So that's like all the joy, the celebration. And the Three of Cups here is kind of like, I got my hopes up, but then something bad happened. And then I go back to the devil I know, right? So it's kind of like with the Four of Cups, it's almost like I'm never gonna hope for anything. If I don't have any wishes, I'll never be disappointed. You know. I think we have to still have aspirations. We have to still want better things for our life, but find a way to deal with the disappointments that we'll inevitably face. If we never do anything, we'll never be disappointed, right? It's only when we start having desires and saying, I want to do something with my life, I want to have a relationship, I want to have a better this or a better that, I want to have a better experience, I have hopes and dreams and wishes, that's when we're going to be disappointed. But it's a catch-22. I think we have to. But we have to find a way to be okay when things don't exactly go our way. We need new ways of dealing with disappointment that are healthy and constructive ways. And again, the Two of Cups behind you is how you deal with that. You fall back on love. You fall back on your support system, on healthy forms of love and healthy attachments, rather than the unhealthy attachments. Okay? And I don't know the answers to these questions. If you have suggestions or you have ideas or thoughts, leave comments here. This is an important one. I'd like to start a dialogue. What are some things that we can do when we're confronted with disappointment and anxiety that will help us to be healthy and constructive and productive rather than going back to the devil we know? Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well if you want to stick around. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Pisces on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.